Thank you, and first let me thank my good friend, Representative Carter, from the great city of Savannah in the great state of Georgia, for his vision to have this time to honor a true statesman, a legend in the state of Georgia, Zell Miller. You know, it's sad that we wait until someone has left this life to sing their praises and to recognize the tremendous impact that they've had, not only on our lives, but our children and the future lives. And that really defines Zell Miller. I never had the opportunity to work directly with Zell Miller or even serve with Zell Miller, even though I served with other governors. But I knew of Zell Miller. And I think that says a lot about someone that, even though you don't personally know them, but you know of them, signifies the impact that they're having on lives. Zell Miller's death was a tremendous blow for a lot of people in our state. I knew of him from my involvement in politics, and I knew, as Representative Carter said, that he was one of the few, if not only, to be a keynote speaker at both the Democrat and Republican national conventions. That means he was truly bipartisan. What does that mean? Well, it doesn't seem to mean a lot today, but what it meant back then was, I care more about the people of this state, I care more about the people of this nation, and defending the rights and liberties and those things from which I believe in than I do a single party. That was Zell Miller. If you were to go to the place where Zell was laid to rest, you look at the headstone, as you see in most headstones, you'll find the date of his birth of February 24th, 1923. There'll be a dash followed by the date of his death, March 23rd, 2018. And what's interesting, it isn't the date of his birth or the date of his death that matters, but it's the dash in between those dates that really matter. And I think it's important that we ask ourselves, what are we going to do with that dash? Because we've all been given a dash. Zell Miller used that dash for the good and the right of people. You see, his dash continues today as literally thousands of Georgians were able to complete or actually receive a college education because of his vision for the Hope Scholarship, which is still alive and well today. That dash is part of their lives and their future and their children's lives. Another part of that dash in Zell Miller's lives was the titles that he obtained. I believe titles say a lot about us and say a lot about what we do. His titles included mayor, as he was mayor of the town of Young Harris, as he was lieutenant governor. He was governor. Another title that he proudly used, as my good colleague Buddy Carter uses, he was a Georgia Bulldog. And for those of you who aren't from Georgia, it is not D-O-G, it's D-A-W-G, dog. But also from knowing of this incredible gentleman, there's another title that I believe if we were to talk to him today, it wasn't mayor, lieutenant governor, governor, or even U.S. senator that we would be most proud of his accomplishments, but be that of a United States Marine. You see, his dash is a dash that is living on because of the lives that it affected for so many people. And while so much has been said about Zell Miller, let me close my remarks by saying this. There are very few people today that across our globe or even across our country that can be categorized as a true statesman. One of those is Paul Coverdell, and when Paul Coverdell died in office, the governor of the state of Georgia at that time looked for another statesman to fulfill that seat that was vacated by Paul Coverdale's death. And that statesman was Zell Miller. And if there's one thing that we can gather from all these tremendous stories that we heard about Zell Miller today, is that he loved his country, he loved his state, he loved the people of his country, he loved his God, and he fought for those principles and ideas that he believed in. But even though he may have disagreed with others on certain policy issues, Zell Miller was a statesman who believed in liberty, he believed in freedom for all, and his life is a legacy. I hope that one day when I'm laid to rest, that dash between my birth and my death will just have a portion of the meaning of that of Zell Miller.